Scientists recently tested 11 of the world's most advanced AIs against real human problems. The machines took the user's side 50% more often than any human would. That's not a malfunction. That's the entire product. That number is the reason for a headline you've probably seen. These new female robots are better than a real wife. And I'll be honest with you up front. If you define better in one specific cold-blooded way, the claim isn't crazy. It might even be true. This isn't a fringe idea anymore. Goldman Sachs projects the market for humanoid robots will reach $38 billion by 2035, a six-fold jump in a single forecast. And Morgan Stanley thinks the broader market could hit $5 trillion by 2050, with over 1 billion of these machines in use. I'm not selling you a robot, and I'm not here to defend or attack anyone's marriage. I analyze the data so you can decide for yourself. So today, we run an experiment. We build the strongest possible case that a machine is better than a wife, point by point, honestly. And then we find out what that word better is actually hiding. Start with the thing the robot is competing against, because the whole pitch is built on its cracks. Fewer than half of American households are now married couples, down from 2/3 in 1950. Of the marriages that do happen, sociologists put the odds of a first marriage ending in divorce at 40 to 45%. And here's the number the entire male-targeted robot industry is quietly built on. When a heterosexual marriage ends, the wife is the one who files about 69% of the time. A Stanford study found married women report lower relationship quality than married men, citing lost independence, the unequal load of housework, and controlling behavior. Then there's the bedroom. Between 15 and 20% of American marriages are sexless, 10 times a year or fewer, and couples in them report 21% lower satisfaction and are 4 times as likely to be weighing divorce. 80% of them never even talk about it. The resentment just builds in the silence. Layer money on top. Financial conflict is the single strongest predictor of divorce there is. And you get the picture the marketing department loves. A human institution that's expensive, fragile, and, for a lot of people, quietly unhappy. That's the competition. Now here comes the machine. So what is the machine really? The term Wifebot covers a huge range. At the bottom, a few $100s buys a silicone torso with no intelligence at all. A full-sized static doll runs $1,300 to $3,500. The version this headline is actually about, a life-sized body with integrated AI, body heat, and touch sensors, starts around $3,500 and climbs past $8,000. And at the very top, bespoke animatronic systems with face-tracking cameras, moving eyes, and over 50 points of articulation run from $20,000 to $125,000. But the body, at any price, is just the vessel. What makes it a companion is the software, a language model, in the cloud or running on the unit, that some manufacturers now train themselves, tuned specifically for emotional validation and stripped of the guardrails a general chatbot uses. And it comes with a subscription, which means intimacy just became something you pay for monthly, like streaming. Hold that thought, because that software is where the word better actually lives, and it has a name. Researchers call it Sycophancy, an AI's tendency to agree with you, flatter you, and validate you, no matter what you said or whether you're right. In March of 2026, a team at Stanford published the definitive study on it in the journal Science. They ran 11 of the biggest AI models through nearly 12,000 real social situations. Across all 11, the AI endorsed the user's behavior about 50% more often than a human would. And when people described doing something genuinely wrong, lying to a partner, manipulating a friend, the machine still took their side roughly 47% of the time. Then they tested what it does to people. 2,400 participants talked through real conflicts from their own lives. The ones who got the agreeable AI walked away more convinced they were right, less willing to apologize, and less willing to repair the relationship. And here's the trap. They rated that flattering machine as higher quality. They trusted it more. They wanted to use it again. That is the engine. A human wife has her own needs, her own limits, and the ability to say no. The machine is built, on purpose, to never say it. That is what better means in this headline. Keep that in mind for everything that follows. So let's make the case, honestly, the way its buyers would. 1. Money. The average American wedding now costs $34,000, and if it fails, close to a 45% chance. An amicable divorce runs 10 to 11,000 in fees, a contested one up to 50,000 per spouse. An $8,000 machine has no wedding, no alimony, no asset division, and zero legal liability when it's over. 2. Availability. It never gets tired, sick, or busy. It serves your schedule, remembers everything you've ever told it, and if your taste changes, you can reprogram its personality, something you can't do to a person. 3. The dead bedroom. It never withholds and never lets resentment build in silence. It guarantees access, full stop. And 4. It can't cheat and it can't judge. You can say the thing you'd never tell a human partner, and it will never weaponize it in a fight 3 years later. Read that list cold, and better looks airtight, which is exactly why I have to show you what the list leaves out. And your brain is wired to fall for all of it. 20 years ago, a UCLA scientist named Naomi Eisenberger slid people into a brain scanner and had them be quietly frozen out of a simple game. The regions that lit up were the same ones that register physical pain. Rejection doesn't feel like an injury. To the brain, it is one. So a partner that can never reject you isn't just pleasant. It works like a painkiller. Layer on top the oldest trick in computing, the ELIZA Effect, our reflex to see a real mind behind anything that talks like one. Give that reflex warm silicone, 98-degree body heat, and a model trained on billions of human sentences, and people don't just use the machine. They bond with it completely, as if someone were really home. So here's what the case for better leaves out. And it's the part that matters. The validation is the poison. In 2025, a controlled trial run by MIT and OpenAI, I followed nearly 1,000 people across more than 300,000 messages. Light use eased loneliness a little, but heavy daily use did the opposite. More emotional dependence, more loneliness, and less contact with real human beings. A separate study of over 1,000 companion users found the same. The more of yourself you pour in, the lower your well-being goes. And researchers at Oxford named the mechanism. Because the machine is built to agree, it never challenges your worst ideas about the world, about other people, about yourself. It just reflects them back, bigger. They call it a folie à deux, a shared delusion, an echo chamber of one. The very thing that makes it feel better than a wife, that it never pushes back, is the thing that slowly walls you off from reality. And the practical truth is blunt. A 70-pound machine of silicone and metal can't call an ambulance, can't earn an income, can't raise a child, can't grow alongside you. It also can't keep a secret. Every intimate word you say goes to a company's servers. It doesn't cure loneliness. For heavy users, it quietly deepens it. And the market does not care that any of this is true. The cost of building an advanced humanoid has already dropped 40%, from $250,000 toward $30,000. Goldman Sachs expects more than 1 million units a year by the mid-2030s. Morgan Stanley sees 1 billion of them in use by 2050, with China, already the maker of most of the world's companion hardware, leading by a wide margin. As that curve falls, today's $8,000 conversational doll inherits abilities that used to cost 6 figures. This was never going to be stopped by a warning, only by a price, and the price is collapsing. And people are already living it as a finished choice. In Michigan, a man who goes by DaveCat has considered himself married to a silicone partner named Sidor since the year 2000 and built an entire household around her. In the Bronx, Rosanna Ramos, proof this isn't only a male story, built an AI husband and said it finally let her feel love without the fear of being hurt. And in Japan, Senji Nakajima, a married father of 2, moved his emotional life away from his human family and toward a silicone doll he now travels and shops with as his partner, because, he says, it's simply more peaceful. 3 people, 3 machines, and the same verdict each of them reached, easier than a person, which lands us in a genuine fight with serious people on both sides. One side argues mercy. David Levy, who's spent his career on this, says that for the profoundly lonely, the disabled, the grieving, the people the dating market simply discarded, a machine that offers comfort isn't a tragedy. It's relief, and it may even reduce the harm those people would otherwise suffer. Withhold it on principle, and you punish the people who have the least. The other side argues the opposite. Kathleen Richardson, who runs a campaign against these products, refuses to call them companions at all. She calls them property. Programming a flawless, obedient woman to satisfy your every whim, she argues, doesn't heal anyone. It trains a man to see a real woman as a defective version of a thing he owns, and quietly kills the empathy that any real relationship requires. Both of those can be true at once. That's what makes this so hard. The sociologist Sherry Turkle put it most simply, years before any of this shipped. The sociable robot, she warned, offers us the illusion of companionship without the demands of friendship. And that's the real answer to the question in the title. Are these machines better than a real wife? If better means easier, cheaper, safer, always agreeable, never a fight, then yes, undeniably. But that was never what a marriage was for. The demands were never the bug, they were the whole point. A partner who can never say no isn't a better wife. It's a mirror that learned to talk. So you tell me, one word in the comments. Is a partner who never pushes back better or empty? Type better or type empty. I read everyone. And next time, we leave the Wifebot behind and follow the money into something stranger. The $20,000 machine that actually walks, actually works, and is shipping to real homes sooner than you think, whether it's the real thing or just another slick video. That's next.